As a listener of our show, odds are you're either new to Dungeons & Dragons and asking yourself, is this really how D&D is supposed to work? Or you're a longtime player asking yourself, do they know this is not how D&D is supposed to work? Well, we have some good news. This episode is sponsored by Crucible Magazine, a monthly magazine focused on 5th edition D&D. Each issue is filled with special content for DMs and players alike, along with comics, letters from the readers, interviews, and so much more. With so many tips, tricks, and game ideas, we'll finally be able to figure out what the heck is going on in our D&D game. As a savvy consumer, you're probably now asking yourself, how do I get on the forefront of this amazing project? Well, I'm glad you asked yourself that. If you're listening to this when this episode is being released, then you're able to jump on the Crucible Kickstarter running now until March 15th. The magazine will be available in print, as a digital PDF, and as a Foundry VTT module. You can find out more info on the Kickstarter campaign by going to cruciblemag.com/intelcheck. And just because we like you so much, we're going to put a link for you in the episode notes as well. Worried about backing another project that never makes it through the funding phase? Well, you have nothing to worry about at all this time. To the surprise of no one, Crucible is already fully funded. Are you wondering why you should back a project that's already fully funded? Man, you ask a lot of questions. Well, not only will you get the first several issues of Crucible at a much lower price, but you will be helping to unlock the many amazing stretch goals that their team has put together to ensure that everyone gets more bang for their buck. I myself have backed this project and cannot wait to get my first issue. Now, if you're listening to this after the Kickstarter, don't worry. You can still go to cruciblemag.com to check out all the great content and get a subscription for yourself or a lucky D&D player in your life. So head over to cruciblemag.com/intelcheck and see all the great things they're putting together for you. I'm positive that anyone who decides to back this project will feel confident that they got a critical role on their intelligence check.
In the tabletop RPG Dungeons & Dragons, messing with the DM's plans is considered especially chaotic. In the podcast Intelligence Check, the gnome druid who dedicates himself to this behavior is a member of a one-person squad that he insists we call the Special Namee Unit. The nickname isn't really taking off. Dun dun! I couldn't use the real sound effect. I think it's trademarked or something. Greetings, Podquesters! Last episode, the 4 riders of the apocalypse had revealed themselves and shocked ally and enemy alike before vanishing to gods know where. Our heroes remained in the top room of the armored colossus, along with Phelan Ashara, Vialex's parents, the Queen of the Gilderlands, and Deveric's dead body. Seeing as the entirety of existence was threatened, Jag proposed a ceasing of hostilities as there were now more pressing concerns. The Queen responded they'd get in contact with the leaders in Silverkeep to work something out. And sure enough, when our heroes arrived back at the city, preparations for a peace negotiation were underway. There seemed to be no end in sight to the talks, but things got nudged in the right direction and a resolution was hurriedly decided upon when a giant skeletal turtle invaded the city. Is that normal? I don't understand bureaucracy. Before the adventurers could rush to aid in defending the city, Blag's sister Natasha showed up and said they were instead needed to buy some time for the Chosen, who were preparing to confront the First. Seemed a little reckless, but when has that stopped this crew? First stop was Heaven to confront Palino, but when they spotted him, he wasn't channeling his power into the nexus that would end all reality. He was just standing there. Turned out he wasn't exactly gung-ho about his siblings' plan to reboot the universe in their own image. He just wanted to be left alone. Never figured him for an introvert. He told the gang what they needed to be able to damage the First to even have some chance of defeating them. Get sponsored by a deity and become a sort of temporary Chosen. Then Namee kicked Palino in the butt. Well, our heroes are already in Heaven, and that's like the gods' gated community, so might as well start knocking on some doors. Will our heroes find any gods to sponsor them? And if so, who will be the lucky deities? Let's find out as we roll an intelligence check.
Last time on Intelligence Check, you guys found yourself in Heaven with the Rider of War Palino and the Chosen Natasha, sister of Black. They informed you that you're going to have to go to different dimensions to stop the First before they destroy all existence. Palino and Natasha did recommend that in order to defeat them, you will need the power of the gods, for only the chosen can permanently wound the first. So, Natasha has asked you all to select the god that it is that you will bow before and beg for power.
Wait a minute, we have to bow and beg? That
That's
wasn't in the
what
last one.
Right. Ask politely,
I'm already on my
demand,
knees.
whatever route you were the one to use.
Text you up.
You up. So we're going to go ahead and start with Namee.
I bend the knee for no one.
Namee is his own god.
It's true. And mine.
So Natasha walks over to Namee and she stops a short distance away and goes, so Namee, do you know what god you believe that you should go speak with, who it is that you could follow?
No.
Oh, all right, then we'll move on.
Bye. No, I wanted the god of leadership, because that's the part of me that's weak.
Okay, well, it would probably be Paladine. He's the leader of the gods. Good luck.
So he's not important?
Oh, he's...
I mean, if he's talking to me, he's probably not that important.
Well, I don't really know that he'll actually give you any time. He is pretty busy, but we'll do our
Okay,
best.
bye.
And Natasha waves her hands and another portal ripples into existence. And through it, you see what actually looks like a very tiny room. And it's pretty plain, not a lot going on, nothing hanging on the walls or anything like that.
I see what you did, so I can't steal anything.
Damn straight. No. And that's it. Good luck. No.
Escape room. You're sequestered, no longer playing.
Natasha seals the portal and goes, finally. No. At the other end of
That's my NPC.
At the other end of the room, there is a door. And in front of that door, a short distance ahead of it, is a large desk. And behind it sits a very old-looking man who is scribbling down notes. You also see a series of posts, metal posts, throughout the room, sticking out of the ground. And between these posts are a series of ropes. And because of the way these are set up, they basically make two lines in the room. One that goes from the portal straight to the man at the desk, and another one that kind of zigzags back and forth a very long path, but also ends at the desk. In the middle is sort of a large clearing with nothing in it except 3 wandering penguins who are just kind of waddling about, bumping into each other. What do you do?
I turn into a penguin and bump into them.
All right. You hop into the portal closes behind you, and you waddle over, and you start hanging out with the penguins, and the penguins are... Well, actually, give me a persuasion roll. Let's see how the penguins interact with this new interloper.
That is a solid 8.
Wonderful. The penguins don't seem like they are too thrilled with your existence, and they're kind of wandering away from you.
Oh. I turn into a puffin and kick the ground a little bit and sadly wander away.
All right, give me another persuasion check, but with disadvantage.
Oh, there's my nat 20, so let's get rid of that.
20, another nat 20.
A 19 for the
All
second
right,
one.
awesome. All right, because you are so sad looking and now so tiny and cute, and you do the giant, big puffin eyes that you've been practicing your whole life, the penguins kind of waddle over and kind of give you little like head nudges, and like one puts their arm around you and they kind of skirt you to the middle of the 3 because that's what penguins do to help people stay warm.
I nestle back in and fall asleep.
All right. So I guess we move to the next player then.
It's like, Namee, time is of the essence. I'm going to take it.
Well, it's warm. I'm nestled. It's the body heat. Like
It would be cuddly.
it's like being in your mother's embrace.
I have to say, if there's ever like a send-off for Namee, I feel like that's it.
Yeah.
Like, it's not going to be anything epic. It's just going to be him spooning something and never coming back.
a Viking funeral with 4 penguins on a boat, and he's just cuddled, and then it's set on fire.
So you're gonna kill 4 penguins? Are you
I
We
would.
kill more than that. It's feel setting the
Finally
fire.
get rid of Namee.
I guess I eventually wake up and the first thing I do is I get rid of the zigzagging posts and I make them into an orderly line so you can just go up and down like a U shape.
They're actually stuck in the ground. You
No, I
can't-
did the little ropes and I rechange the ropes.
Oh, you're changing the ropes. Okay. You go over to change the ropes. Go ahead and give me an intelligence check.
Bing.
Come on.
That's our podcast name.
It is. Oh.
Oh,
It
Three.
seems classic.
well, I guess it doesn't matter. I was going to say you could actually use wisdom, history, or religion if you want to.
Well, wisdom helps as a +5.
All right.
Don't you have like history, like +8
Oh,
or
well,
something?
it's checks like
insane?
that.
Yeah,
I-
history or
of
religion.
Rome.
that's
Okay.
right. Yeah, Sorry.
Actually, yes.
Because I remembered making fun of you for having a ridiculously bonus, and you didn't even know that you had it.
Yeah, there is. Let me see what that is. I apologize. This is.
fine.
I don't ever use this. Who uses these fun things?
Most people who play D&D
Who uses
correctly.
these character sheet things? What are these?
Plays games.
Oh, can I use my technology advantage?
No.
But it's how the ropes work.
No. Ropes are not technology.
With the mums.
Fancy little hooks.
Yeah.
That's the first person who ever
No,
saw
dude.
one.
Oh, shoot. Oh, I'm going to give you advantage. I was literally about to say they're tied like a sailor's knot, and Namee is a sailor. All right, yep, advantage. Go for
I'll
it.
take it.
Shot myself in the foot.
Oh, it's the
3.
same
No.
number.
All right, you know that you cannot possibly figure out how to untie these knots.
I'm going to spend 5 minutes trying to memorize and learn the knot.
Okay.
Because I think I need to know a knot that's unknotable.
All right, that's fair.
A knottable knot?
Give me
Nautical.
bringing it back. Give me a D20, just a luck roll, plain D20.
I'm going to use a different die because it's
Yes,
3s or 20s apparently. And
Or 6.
or 6 again.
All right, you can't learn this knot. It's
I'm going to. I actually
unfathomable.
have luck. I'm going to burn.
All right,
luck.
go for it. If you want to burn a luck on this, after I
Gave me. I got a 4. I'm rolling up.
Get these all out of the way early on, because we're going to need them for the battle later.
So how did you envision this going?
You know what?
About
Pretty close to what's happening.
Okay. All right. I can't pull. I pull out a pair of wooden scissors because I can't use metal.
The wooden scissors can't cut through the rope.
Fair enough. And then I do this.
I like how much time you're spending dedicating to destroying this line.
I want to use my perception on the rest of the room.
All right, go ahead and give me a D20.
It's a lot of
I was
rolling.
just sitting there watching you.
Yeah, I
Oh my god, you're cursed.
I got a 6.
Yep, you
Wait,
see.
with
This
perception.
one.
Perception is a +10, so 16.
What? Wow.
I have a 20 wisdom.
Oh, that's amazing. Then you do actually notice that the man who has been sitting at the desk scribbling the whole time keeps kind of looking up at you and side-eyeing you, but not acknowledging you. But he knows you're there, and he is watching you very closely while trying to not make it appear as though he is.
All right. Well, then I apparently just do the ropes up to his desk. I go the path to his desk.
Okay, the straight one or the wiggle?
Oh, the wiggle.
Okay.
I have to wiggle. The straight one's to leave.
All right. Then you kind of wander up the wiggle line, and you get to the desk, and he looks up and goes, "ID, please," and puts his hand
He
up.
can't see me because I went right up to the desk, and the desk, I'd imagine, is higher than me. So I have to turn back into a human, and you see one little hand
You're
go on
numb.
top of the desk,
human
and then the
or
other
hell?
little hand, and then I have to roll, is it dexterity or strength to try to climb up?
Either one. You can choose strength or, athletics
Also,
or
I didn't realize
acrobatics.
Hugo was one of his gnome forms.
Strength is lower, so I'm going to roll strength. So 16 minus 1 is 15.
All right. You manage to climb up on the desk,
And
and
it looks pathetic. It's just so sad.
Are you still a puffin?
No, I turned human for the hands.
You did say that. Okay, sorry.
oh no.
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 Tiny
turned
human.
I
You're
actually
tiny
turned
human.
into a human.
Sort of looks really awkward.
Yeah.
You climb up the human-sized desk.
He still looks at you and puts his hand out as if nothing weird has happened and says, "ID, please."
I left it on the ground, then I have to climb back down.
Oh my god.
And then I climb back up.
Okay. ID, please.
But I have to roll to see if I make the climb.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, at least
15
rolling for
minus
climbing.
1 is 14. Did I
Like,
make
it's a little
Situation
early in
your
the
good
day to
rolls.
break Kyle this
He doesn't want anybody else to be the god today.
I'm setting the bars somewhere.
It's a bar.
Certainly
So
somewhere, yeah. All right, you climb on the desk, and he looks. He surprisingly doesn't look annoyed or confused or anything at all. He just puts his hand out again, says, "ID, please." And if anything, because you rolled so high on your perception, I know you will every time because you had that crazy bonus. You notice there's almost a little smirk on his face.
So I don't have an ID. So I'm going to make a Fergus toy because I now have advantage on that, and I want to put the Fergus toy in his hand.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
Now's the time.
Let's see it.
There's a 2, but I have advantage, and a 14.
All right. You make a decent-looking Fergus toy, and he takes and he looks at it and goes, "Oh, Fergus, well done. This is nice, but it's not the ID. The line you stood in was for those with IDs. I'm afraid you need the other line to obtain the ID before you go back and use the other line.
Oh, okay. And then I just jump off and I get in the line.
Okay, so you get in the other line. You
I have
head
to
up.
climb on the desk, right, again?
Yes, you do.
Oh my god!
I have an 18.
All right.
Minus 1 is 7.
So far, you've maxed out your climbing checks. Top notch.
Ace it.
Well, I have a 14 dexterity, but I'm using the 8 strength.
There you go.
So you climb up on the desk, and he says, he looks at you and goes, I'm sorry, no cutting. The other 3 penguins were here first.
Oh, it's fair. And I get back down.
Roll.
No, I just fall.
Okay.
Just jump.
The one time he actually follows rules.
I go try to talk to the penguins and figure out who was first.
Do you have speak with
I
animals?
do. Let
But
me.
not penguins.
Did you prepare
They're
penguin
the
voices?
only one.
No.
Speak with animals. It is a level 1
What do
spell.
penguins sound like again?
You're
We're gonna
about to find out.
I'll be like,
All right.
Hello.
So for 10 minutes, I just.
Russian
All
penguins.
right. I will use.
whoa.
Okay.
Welcome now.
All right, then you walk up to the first penguin, and the penguin says, I got here third. And you walk over to the second one, and he goes, I got here second. And you walk over to the third one, and he goes, I was here first.
Okay, well, it's your turn. I'm 4th. Would you mind getting in line?
Go ahead and give me a persuasion roll.
16 plus the 10 for persuasion. So.
All right. Then you manage to get the penguins to line up, and they go down the
That was
aisle.
just for the first guy. I didn't talk to the other 2 yet.
You want to do individual?
Yeah.
All right, go for it.
Oh my god.
See you guys later.
14
All right.
I gotta take a nap.
and 23.
All right, yep. Then all 3 penguins agree to your terms and wander down the short line, get to the thing, and you see the old man hand each one of them an ID, which they take in their little mouth, and then they waddle back to the other line. And then as you approach, he hands you your ID, and it's literally just a little piece of paper that says ID.
I can't read this. I'll just go.
This is like performance art. I love it.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I go get in line.
I don't even want to play today.
I
just
don't.
want to
I
keep
just want to listen to
watching
this.
Can this entirely just be the spin-off podcast?
Spin off nothing. This is the podcast.
Name meets bureaucracy.
it. No,
And accepts it. Oddly accepts it.
We just needed red tape the whole time.
Nobody gave him boundaries.
Are you going to meet Hermes from Futurama?
Oh,
somewhere?
nice.
That'd be neat.
So you go and you just get in the windy line.
Yeah.
All right, so you go down the windy line, you get to the desk, give me a roll.
Oh my god, this is amazing.
2 minus 1 is minus 1.
All right, you try to climb up the desk, but you fall, take 1 damage.
I think my ID slips under the desk and I have to go back in line to get a new ID.
Jesus Christ. I'm gonna keep
All right,
Someone
well,
give me a sharp pencil.
You go down, you get into the straight line, you approach the desk, roll to climb the desk.
4. You're just gonna give it to me because you're done.
Nope, you fall and you take 1 damage.
Okay.
Stop doing
I go again. 7.
All right, you climb up onto the desk, and the guy looks at you and says, "Oh, this line's only for first ID. If you need a reissue, you're actually going to have to go back into the winding line."
Okay.
So you jump off, go up the straight line, back down the winding line. Please roll to
Oh, I
climb.
see it sticking out of the desk, just the corner,
Okay.
and I try to pull it out.
All right.
That's what she said.
7.
All right. You managed to get
Nice.
the ID back
He just got
Okay.
and climb the desk again.
Well, no, that was in the line for the second ID. I have to go back in line to now hand the ID.
Oh, you want to
over.
get back into that line? Okay.
Yeah.
Then you head back down the line, turn around, head back up the same exact line, roll it
Anybody want to
again.
get lunch?
and get dinner too.
8.
You manage to climb the desk, and he says, "ID, please."
And I hand it to him.
All right. He looks at it and goes, "Oh, I'm afraid those other penguins were ahead of you," and
Okay.
hands the ID
You
back.
go get in line.
All right. Then you go get in line, and the penguins are wandering around again.
Okay. So has it been? My spell with Speak with Animals is good for 10 minutes. Has it been longer than 10?
No, that's been 10 minutes. yeah.
Felt like
Hasn't
that.
been
Wow,
10 minutes.
really? I feel like I'm at the DMV right now.
He's the DM.
And Mike's
These are
on me.
V.
Mike's is on me.
What?
I'd go to convince them again. Which one of you is next? I need to know who I get behind.
I was first.
Oh, well, who's the last? I need to get behind the last.
Oh, that was me again.
But you were first last time.
Yeah, well, it's different this time.
Oh, okay, that seems weird.
He was first, last.
All right, so I roll to convince.
Yep.
Persuade. All right. 27.
All right. They gesture for, or I guess you gesture for them. They waddle down the line, and you follow them up and one by one, they hand the old man a card, and he opens the door and lets them through. And finally, you walk up.
I hand him the ID.
All right. And he looks at it, and he smiles at you for a moment, and his little smirk that had been there the whole time, like, just grows into this giant smile. And all of a sudden, you just start to feel this radiating energy. And the old man stands up and starts to transform, and he grows twice as tall as a normal human. His rippling muscles start to like bulk out of his like armor that is forming around him, this bright shining platinum armor. And he smiles down at you, and he looks at you with this big grin and just says, "Leadership isn't just doing, Namee. Often you have to inspire or persuade. Often on your journey, you've led your friends by just rushing ahead and doing things. And that is a form of leadership, taking the lead. But other times it's finding who should be doing the task first or best and inspiring them to complete the goal. This is what you've done here today, and I'm very proud of you." And he puts his hand on your shoulder, and he like squats down so that he's as close to head level with you as he can, and says, "I cannot take you as my permanent chosen, but I understand the situation we are in now. And so I will bestow upon you a temporary status as a chosen of my religion. I am honored that you chose me, and I will be happy to help you learn to lead." And then we're going to end that scene there.
Oh, no, I have to. Can I add?
Oh, of course.
I'm going to have to do something. I'm going to cast... Where was
You
it?
gonna polymorph him?
Yeah, it's always a good. I'm gonna have to do something.
Power
Always a
word
good thing.
kill.
I try to
Better
climb
than your
back on
power
the desk.
words.
I'm going to cast guidance on myself.
Okay.
And I look up and I'm going to go, I have to do this. Sorry. And I turn into a puffin and I attempt to preen him.
Do not roll. You turn in, as you are turning into a puffin, he scoops you up and places you on his shoulder.
Oh, it feels so good.
And he leans into the preening and allows you to, and he gives you little scratches on the back of your neck as you do so.
I actually found a bug. It was awkward. You wouldn't have expected that.
It was a divine bug.
I was gonna say that's probably like a patron.
How
of someone
delicious
else.
was it?
Not
I ate it.
Bogo!
I ate it.
No! That was his true chosen.
There can be only one.
He bites his head off.
That made me happy. Fine.
Oh my god.
All right. Then we will move on to the next scene here. What you all back in that room see is a portal open. You see that room. Namee jumps in. Natasha immediately closes the portal. And then,
No, my ID!
Now he knows
Namee, you forgot your wallet.
and
The paper gets cut off halfway through, just a D on it.
she walks over to Jag and says, "Jag, do you know who it is that you would like to ask for aid from?"
I'm only familiar with most of the Minotaur gods, which are a little I like to fight, but they're a little too... I'm one of the actual tamer Minotaurs, if you can believe it, so they're a little too violent for my taste. But I mean, if there's one god that somehow could get me closer to my brother, I don't know if he died years ago, but it's where I learned my sense of humor from, and how to basically try to use that as some levity to deal with everything. Look, listen, my fighting and my jokes, and it's all coping mechanisms. I'm having a breakthrough here, and I really need to just... if there's some way I could just... Because I've spent my whole life kind of destroying. I'd like to maybe find some sort of god or goddess who could maybe help me, teach me to heal things for once.
So are you open to then gods of the other races of the planet?
You just give me a catalog. I'll take an elective, yes.
You know what? She pulls out a little pamphlet of the known gods and hands it over to
And
you.
STDs.
Through, I gotta take history of cinema. This is good. And so I guess Jag is perusing the list, and I think stops at one of the names next to the goddess of home and hearth. And could you tell me a little more about this? Baranar True Silver.
Yes, she's a dwarven goddess. She's actually married to Moradin, the head dwarven deity. She is a great, powerful, wise, and helpful goddess. I think she would be a delightful choice.
Well, portal away, I suppose.
And again, Natasha does her hand-waving thing, and another portal starts to ripple open. And what you see looks like a giant tavern room.
Are there any lines? Any rope lines?
There's no rope lines.
Thank God.
Yeah, no, this looks like, I shouldn't even say tavern room, a large inn room. And it is ginormous inside. There are tables and benches everywhere. There's a giant fireplace with a blazing flame coming out of it. There's a little bar there, but people who are sitting there seem to be like having water or hot drinks more than they have ales. And it is populated with dwarves, surprisingly, but they're not being the typical rowdy dwarves drinking, fighting, or anything. A lot of them are just sitting around the fire telling stories, and several of them are just sharing meals with what appear to be friends or family. And I assume you jump into the portal.
Yeah, I'd say, well, wish me luck, friends. Let's see how this goes, and do I have to, like, hunch down?
No, she makes the portal big enough.
I was going to say,
yeah.
entering this place with all the dwarves and stuff. Like, okay.
No. This room is so large that that's not even slightly an issue.
Okay.
And so you pop in, and she closes the portal, and you see cooks rushing back and forth, trying to serve all the various people in there. And you notice that some of the people sitting by the fireplace seem to actually be practicing medicine. And everything just seems like really lighthearted, just like calm and peaceful. And then you walk in, and every head in the room turns towards you. And they all stand and start walking towards you with giant smiles on their faces. And they're all going, Jag, you made it! And they come running over, and they're patting you, they're giving you hugs, they're like handing you food and drink, and they're like, oh, we're so glad.
I think Jag's had to be stern for so long, and I think he's scoops them all up and starts crying a bit. I just have a feeling of home. I don't know if I've ever been here, but yet at the same time, I feel like I've always known this place.
And they're like, of course you did. Please, your family. And they're like, here, this way. And they gesture over to a clearing in the room that was not there momentarily ago. And you see across from each other are two pieces of wood that are kind of on a slant with holes in it. And they say, here, stand by this one and take these. And they hand you a bunch of bean bags. And they walk over to the other one, and they're like, come on, Jag.
I assume I need to throw these bags of beans through the wooden holes.
Of course.
And so I guess I'll attempt to do that. Do
All
I
right,
need
so
to roll? Or?
yes, you can do it with either strength or dexterity.
Oh, I'm going to go strength because that's a 20. I'm just going to smash
Oh, take the easy way.
Yeah, come on. Hold on, I want to wait in line for cornhole. And then wait.
Yeah, how many penguins are ahead of him?
Yeah. You can't go yet. It's not your turn. Okay, I will. That is an unnatural 20.
All right. You whip the beanbag up to the air, crack your knuckles. As it comes back down, you grab it and slam it forward. It shoots forward, goes through the hole with such force that the board literally explodes open,
killing
getting to
several
the 100 points. And all the dwarves look
I'll
down
fix
at
that.
it.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, they kind of look down at it in the back of you, and they're like, "Oh, yeah, good job."
I'm sorry. And real quick, I'm gonna see if I can. I don't know. I'm sorry. I've got these axes, and I'm just so used to. I destroyed another thing. I'm so sorry. I'll fix it. And I look. Does anybody know where I can get some tools? And I just pick up the pieces, try to piece them back together.
As you rush over to the pieces, they just kind of wisp away into smoke, and they are gone. And as you stand up and turn around, what happened? There's now a giant table behind you, and just dozens of pies sitting on it. And all the dwarves rush over, and they sit, and they're like, "Come, Jag, come!" And they pat one of the seats.
Is the seat big enough for me? Yeah. Okay. What's? Is it pie time?
All right, everybody, put your hands behind your back. Ready?
Oh, are my horns going to be a problem? Because I don't know if I should. Okay, and he dives in.
All right. You have to try to gobble up these pies as quick as possible, so you can either choose strength or constitution.
Strength? No. Because I realized, I think, after that initial breaking, wait a second. Strength was the problem in the first place. Surprised I caught this I'm gonna try my constitution this time.
All right, go ahead and roll.
I don't know why I said it in character because I was talking about game mechanics, but okay.
And that is a 15.
All right. You start gobbling up the pie, and all the dwarves are going just as fast as you are, and everybody, including yourself, keeps stopping, looking at each other, laughing, having a good time. And at the end, you don't win. But they all clap you in the back, and they're like, good job. That was so amazing. That was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah, I didn't win, but that was great. And I didn't destroy anything.
Yeah, why would you destroy anything?
Look at that pie. You destroyed
I
that
destroyed
pie.
the pie. I mean, yeah, let's say, can I get
Flavorless
some
pie.
seconds and thirds
And your
fourths?
mouth.
Well, that's later.
And then as you're talking, you turn back, and that table that was in front of you full of pies, empty pie trays now, is just gone. And where it was a few feet ahead is this stage. And they're like, oh, good job, good job. And you see this dwarf go up onto the stage, and he starts juggling. And everybody's just applauding and having a good time. And he walks down, and then another dwarf goes on stage, and he really quick whittles something like lightning fast.
Is it a Fergus? Because I'll be like, I know someone who does that
That's
better.
copywritten.
Yeah, I'm going to have to report that.
It's the most perfect Fergus you have ever seen in your life.
I
Jack
Don't lie to
kills
the
it.
audience here, all right?
am not telling Namee.
Good. It's okay.
Season 3. There will be blood.
And then another dwarf goes up on stage, and they start doing like a little soft shoe dance, and everybody's clapping, and this looks like actually just like river dance, hand behind the back, feet going, and everybody claps, and they go, all right, Jack, it's your turn, go ahead.
What do I do?
Just whatever your talent is. And you start combing your mind of things you can do, and you do realize that you could either do a feat of strength or doing a little song. A sailor shanty that you know.
Oh, yes. Well, there once was a ship, the Billy of Tea. It was in the... What was it? I can't do the whole thing.
No, that's great. That's
Yeah,
great.
okay, yeah.
Go ahead and roll charisma.
Soon may the Wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. Ooh, that's a...
All right,
It's a
now
7.
the dwarfs.
All right.
Oh, hey.
That would have been great if we could have had that. Dang. So the dwarves welcome you off, and they're like, oh, that was great. And they start giving awards, and you don't get first, you don't get second, you don't even get third. But you feel like you had such a fun time, and everybody's congratulating you,
I
saying
feel
what a great
vulnerable
song.
with y'all.
And then they kind of start whisking you away to the other side of the room, and you turn around, and you see these two slanted pieces of wood a certain distance from each other with holes in it. And they're like, oh, come on, Jack, play with us. And they hand you these 3 bean bags.
I did this already. Wait, it's fixed.
Come on,
Never
play.
mind, and I'll take it, and this time I won't use strength, I'll use dex.
Go ahead and roll dex for me.
And that is a 11.
All right. You kind of softly toss, trying to aim to get these bean bags into the holes, and you're missing left, right, up, and down. You're not doing a great job. The other dwarf is like nailing them left, right,
Up and down.
up and down. Yep.
Center.
Thank you. Horizontally, vertically. And you lose. But you had a fun time.
I lose, but that's okay.
And all of a sudden, all of the dwarves kind of start to wisp away into smoke, kind of like the cornhole game.
Friends, where are you going?
Except for one.
We'll haunt your dreams.
I have to tell Namee about that rip-off Fergus statue.
And all that's left is that chef that was rushing around handing out everybody food and stuff. And she turns around and she smiles at you with this big grin, and she says, strength isn't the only solution to all problems, Jack. And even when it is applicable, there often is a better way to proceed. You don't always have to fight your way through everything.
I think I kind of see that now. And also, you've been running around this whole time, and I just feel terrible. You've been serving people, and I just feel like, what kind of a guest am I? Like, thank you for doing all this for me.
That's part of what life should be, is taking care of your friends and family. Making sure that everybody is okay in more ways than just defending them in combat. Making sure that they're happy, healthy, and whole. These are just as important. Do you understand that, Jack?
I think I do. I'm so used to just taking the forefront of it because I feel like if I'm the one who takes the pain, then my friends won't take it. But I think pain can help us grow stronger, and helping people heal from that pain allows them growth. Which I think is kind of, gosh, I'm having another breakthrough here.
And she smiles at you and goes, you really do understand. And all of a sudden the dwarf-like energy starts to ripple. And she doesn't really change, but she grows larger in size to the point where you're looking up at her. And she leans forward and just gives you a kiss on the forehead and says,
I blush a little. Oh.
I can't take you as my permanent chosen, but I understand the situation we're in, and I will bless you as a temporary chosen of my faith and religion.
But that'd be mighty swell. And I climb up and I nuzzle her and
And break her spine.
twice my size. It should be okay.
She's bigger now.
Did I miss her name?
You did. It was Berinar
True
Silver.
Oh, okay. Ooh.
Also known as BB.
BB.
Known as
BT.
even though there's only one B in her name, that's what they call her.
BT?
No, BB.
BB.
Sorry, BB.
Oh, it's Berinar Brew Silver. Sorry, actually that's a pretty good dwarf name.
Yeah, that's really good.
Take some
I would
tips,
like to
D&D.
change my character name.
And we'll end that scene there. And so back in the main room of heaven.
The main heaven.
The waiting
Main
room.
heaven room, yeah.
Wait, does he come back?
No, neither did you.
Oh, I thought we came back.
No. So what they see is the portal opens, Jag walks in, the portal closes, and then Natasha walks over.
Oh, then I still have my ID with me. Okay.
Oh, I thought you were trying to stretch it out, Ro. Someone's closing. I thought you were on the other end.
I
of the
thought I
portal.
came back.
I
through.
thought so too.
Gotcha.
That's
No.
what
I
it sounded
apologize. No, you're still. So all these things are happening simultaneously, is what I'm getting at.
Gotcha.
And Lauren feels very stressed. I just hold this huge deep breath.
Oh, no, I'm just waiting. I know, I'm still sweaty, everybody. On
She is. She's on her second chair.
I know.
Just wait.
It looks like I pissed myself so many times.
Just
And
wait
I
till you're in
did.
the hot seat.
Just to make her feel better.
to make you feel better.
This went in a different direction.
That was your challenge.
Fair enough.
I passed with flying colors, motherfuckers.
And Natasha walks over to Wei and says, Wei, do you know what god you would like to choose?
Oh, this is cool. Each of them is gonna get like their own special little puzzle room. A chance for each of them to shine in some character-centric segments. I love that. Up next, Wei. What test awaits our genteel southern gentle turtle? Perhaps a cotillion. We'll find out next time when we roll another intelligence check.
Welcome back to Intelligence Check. Last time, you guys found yourself in heaven with the Rider of War.
There he
He's
goes.
coming.
Smaller than I thought.
He took cat form.
Little God of War.
Yeah, I got that.
They soundproof everything but the